think I better think about it. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Winey Girl Podcast. I'm your host, Abby, and each week I invite my guests to talk about real life, real struggles, and how to own your shit through all of it. We'll share life's journeys over a glass of wine, and we'll get real about growth, self-awareness, and becoming a better version of yourself each day. Today, my guest of honor, because that's the only way I can refer to him, is none other than my old-fashioned Pauly B is in the house.
Hi, everybody.
Back again.
Back again.
How do you feel about that?
I was an unscheduled last-minute addition.
You were, actually. We had a guest scheduled for tonight. Some stuff came up family-wise, so we had to kind of scramble at the last minute, throw this together. But since we're in quarantine, it's not too difficult to kind of squeeze in being in the vicinity of each other, I guess you could say.
I was available.
You were available. Your schedule was wide open. So
Very true.
thanks for being here.
My pleasure. And to everyone who received the promise in episode 1 of a Z-Man theme and review,
Oh, yeah.
obviously we're going to have to push that to another episode.
Yeah. We weren't able to make it to Kansas City Joe's of Kansas City. How do you even, what's the name?
Joe's Kansas City.
Joe's Kansas City. It was originally Oklahoma Joe's.
Correct.
Okay. So next time that they're available, I don't even know if they're doing catering. Let's be honest, they probably are, but
Some form of takeout.
yeah, probably something. But anyways, next time, or I'm not even going to commit to that. Let's just say eventually.
We haven't forgotten.
Eventually, we will order a Z-Man. We'll eat it, and you can just listen to us gurgle and slurp in the microphone.
There will be 2 Z-Men. Is it Z-Mans?
That's
Z-Men?
right. Actually, well, how would you refer to that? Z-men.
2 Z-Man
Z-men.
platters. Let's go with that.
A platter?
There's a burn-end Z-Man.
Okay.
The original is brisket, but we'll get into that in another episode.
Let's be real. When this quarantine is over, one of us is going to have to call AMC and get my 500-pound life crew out here to film me.
I'm working on it. We're working on the 500 pounds, not necessarily the...
Not necessarily the
AMC
the actual televised series. Okay, so unscheduled guest. Super glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
We're actually televised tonight because I set up our swanky set.
Yeah.
I hope everybody likes it. Got a little space away from our children, thank God. But you'll probably hear them upstairs in a minute, so
Most likely.
don't worry about that. So tonight, what do you want to talk about?
There's all kinds of things we could talk about.
Yeah. You had a great idea earlier saying that eventually we should list out, what was it? We list out things that we love about each other. Mm-hmm. But we also list just as many things that drive us absolutely insane about each other.
Yeah, I think that would help the audience get to know the whiny girl.
So I was a huge fan. As soon as you said that, I was like, I got 5 things that drive me insane.
Well,
like I did not
go for it.
I find it odd that my first instinct was not to figure out what I loved about you.
Yeah,
My first instinct was to list all the things that drive me crazy about you.
that's telling.
Sorry.
Why don't you start with one thing about me that drives you nuts? This is real talk, so I may or may not get a revelation.
I think you know all this stuff. I'm a pretty vocal person.
I might,
Okay, number
but
one.
I'm open. No hate, no judgment. This is a
Sure.
judgment-free zone.
And so am I. Not really. Like this is a test.
That's what people say before there's going to be some judging happening.
Yeah, this is totally a test, and if you cross the line, quarantine or not, we're done. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so
I'm already thinking about how to flip this table
number
up in
one,
the air.
yeah, just like let's flip it. Okay, number one thing that irritates me about you, and I won't even say the most because I can't rank them because on any given day,
Could be different.
one might be different than the other. Number one thing that irritates me, the way you order at a drive-thru.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I am Let me give you a backstory here because this has been going on for 20 years.
And even before that, it's just
Even
the part you saw.
Even before that, because I came in 20 years ago. But yeah, I've gotten to a point where I just laugh. It has gotten so bad that you can't even have me on the phone. Like when we're talking and you're in the car and you're going through a drive-through, you have to mute me.
Yeah, because there'll be such commentary and critique when it's done.
Because if I hear you order, I will just relentlessly make fun of you.
Yes.
So Paul does this very odd thing when he orders at a drive-through, and he takes really long pauses between words to the point where the people at the drive-through, like on the other end of the speaker, they're not, like, it's not enough time for them to actually have time to say something to you, because you would start talking right as they come back and they're like, is that all? And you're like, and I'll have another. Like, you really don't.
I'm not offended because guilty. And the amounts of times that I've gotten the wrong order completely vindicates your statement.
That is true, because didn't
validates.
you put it to the test once that you tried my method and you got the wrong order, or they misunderstood you or something?
I think you were with me.
Yeah, probably. But I was too busy laughing at you because
Well,
I could tell you were trying.
Can I those in glass houses, right? Can I
Sure,
do a quick
no.
impression of Abby at the drive-thru?
No problem. Do it.
All right. So go ahead and play the McDonald's.
Okay, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take... No one is that friendly at McDonald's, by the way. But I'm going to pretend I'm a friendly person.
Unless it's like the corporate recording.
That's true.
Where
Unless...
it's like, hi, welcome to McDonald's. And it's like, it's like, whoa, what just happened?
It's the recording they play before the real person comes on.
Right.
Okay. All right, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
All right, this is Abby. Yeah, I'll take a Big Mac meal with a Diet Coke and large fries and 2 cheeseburgers, 1 McFlurry, 3 cookies, 2 cheeseburgers plain. Let me get 2 fries on the side.
I don't see anything wrong with that. You are very to the point.
They can't react fast enough.
I think
That's
if
my
they're
thought.
good enough at their job, they'll figure it out.
How often do you have to repeat yourself?
At a drive-through? Not very often, actually. Maybe at like McDonald's and Burger King, but I don't frequent those places. But like Starbucks knows my shit. Like, they know.
It's a higher class of drive-thru.
I think so. I think they're
rep.
like tier 2 or tier 1. How would that ranking go? Like tier 3 is McDonald's, right?
I think it'd go the other way.
Tier 2 is Starbucks.
Sure.
Tier 1 is like...
So where's Culver's? Culver's like tier 4?
Dude, Culver's and Chick-fil-A, they're tier 1. They're tier 1. Like, they're top tier.
Okay. Top shelf, let's say.
Top shelf. Yeah. They got that shit on lock.
I agree.
Have you ever waited more than 5 minutes at a Chick-fil-A drive-thru?
Only on Sundays.
And then you realized.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours I sat there. Hello?
And then you went to Hobby Lobby because you were so hungry and
Yeah,
bored.
it's weird. They wouldn't
crazy.
let me in.
People in other areas who don't have these places are going to be so confused.
That's a good point. I don't know how far-reaching the Winey girl is, but if you're in Thailand right now and you're like, I don't understand what they're talking
You
about.
probably just don't understand us in general.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Cultural references anyway. They might speak English.
Anyway, that's the number one thing. Not number one. That's one of the things that irritates me
Understandable.
about you. Something I love about you, though, is that you are very, very kind to everybody and anybody you meet. Like, you, whether they're bagging your groceries, changing your oil, or, you know, the bank teller or the guy on the end of the sales call or whatever, you really do treat every single person with the same level of respect. And I do admire that about you.
Oh, thank you. I guess I never thought about it.
There's a lot of people who can't do that. Like, they really do categorize people and put them in classes, and they talk down to people they believe are underneath them, or that means that they don't treat them the same, just in case you didn't know that. So they talk down to people that are not as of this, you know, of the same social class that they are. So I admire that about you. That's a
thank
good
you.
thing. So
What's the next thing in no particular order?
Oh,
Or
I
do
don't know.
have to
I
go?
think that's your turn now.
My turn.
I think we got to dish it out back and forth. It's got to be equal.
All right, so you started bad and then went good. So I'll do the
Yeah,
same.
because that's the Oreo cookie method, right? Should I have started good, then went bad, then went back to good? That's the Oreo cookie method.
Well, this is another debate because you like the cookie part, so it'd be the other
That
way around.
actually, you're bringing up old stuff.
Callback. Callback. The mega stuff got some hate.
That is true. I always really wondered why people thought, because I do prefer the outside versus the inside to an Oreo cookie. So when you say Oreo cookie method, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because the middle is the shittiest part and the two outsides are the best. Most people would view it that differently.
I think so, but
But whatever.
to each his own.
Yeah. Okay, so
That's your
lay it
next
on
T-shirt.
me. Oreo cookie method? Or
Some
just
people prefer cream. Some people prefer cookie. That could be X-rated.
I was gonna say that could get real bad real
Bestseller.
fast.
Coming up.
Okay, so lay it on me. What's the worst thing about me that drives you crazy?
Well, not worst, but one thing that has consistently
one of
driven me
many.
crazy. Point the first. I only have 1 point in 36 parts.
Good. Should I write down? Should I be writing this down so I can take
Absolutely.
notes? Okay.
We should stop the podcast
Yeah.
and just get into a...
We should probably have
Discussion.
a whole. Let me just write this down. Take notes. Okay. Go ahead.
So, fun fact about the whiny girl. When she is done with something, there it shall sit. So when you take your sunglasses off your head or off your face and you walk in the door, the nearest surface will be graced with the presence of said sunglasses.
That's fair.
But
I like to
it's
move
never
on.
the same place twice. It really isn't.
Well, I don't have. That's because I have no routines.
True. Which may not be a bad thing, but
I like to
you
change it
spend
up.
a huge amount of your day looking for things that you set somewhere.
Yeah.
Where I'm very methodical with where I leave my things.
But you do lose shit.
I do.
And when you
Bad,
lose shit, you lose it hard.
because it's not in the place it's supposed
Like
to be.
and then I get blamed for it.
Usually.
And 9 times, I'm pretty sure 100% of the time, it's somewhere you've put it or taken it or
Totally.
placed it out of your like realm of,
That can be
Yeah.
your next gripe.
yeah. Well, no, because that comes up like once every 4 years.
Yeah,
where
I
you're
lose
like,
something
you
big."
stole my beanie. And I'm like, I didn't steal your beanie. And you go on a tangent for like a month about how I stole your beanie and I must have. And then
Yeah, I lose shit hard because I'll put
Lo
it
and
in like
behold.
the trunk in a sock and be like, I'll remember it if it's there,
And
and
you
then
don't-
it's not in the place where it
you don't
normally
make
would be.
you don't make a note of it, and then you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's 6 months later. I'm like, why is there a sock in my trunk? And they're like, oh, it's that bee. And then I remember, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
sorry
but
that I
usually you
accused
don't. You just come in and you're like, so I found my beanie. And I'm like, what? And I get really upset because I just took the heat for it. Because then I feel like maybe I did take it and I don't remember. So then I start going crazy trying to figure out if I did. Yeah, it's called
just a hat
it's
rack.
called gaslighting, friends. Don't let anybody do that to you.
So that's one thing that I find curious, that you
It is-
repeatedly place things wherever you feel like in the moment, and you cannot find them when it's time to
It is true.
use that thing.
It is true. I don't deny that. I'll own that. I'll own my shit on that one.
Cool.
I set shit down wherever I feel like it.
Well, we're not fighting yet.
What's funny is I get on the kids so hard about that stuff.
Oh, and all three have inherited that from
And
you.
I do it so much. Like as I'm yelling at them to pick up their shoes, I'm also picking up mine before they come down the stairs to put them away so that they don't also say like, well, you didn't put your shoes away. Cause I've gotten that.
Critical.
I've gotten that from the kids, but hey, they own their stuff too. Cause they're like, you didn't put your shoes away. And I'm like, oh, crap. So at
Happens
least
to the best of us.
Yeah. At least they're honest, but
A
whatever.
good thing I will segue
I'm
into.
gonna piggyback with the good thing, huh?
Absolutely. The half Oreo method. One good thing, one bad thing. Which
Just give me both
Part-
cookies.
I don't know. Maybe it's just two Oreos together, two thins together.
I did steal the cookie part of our son's Oreo today because there were 2 Oreos left, and they were the mega, which I was like, bleh, I want to throw up because there's so much cream filling. but he had 2 of them. And I was like, you can make a total double decker with that if you just give me one of the cookies. He was like, yeah, it's the worst part. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's the worst. And I took it and I ate it and it was delicious. And it had no cream on it whatsoever.
No guilt, huh?
I don't have guilt about
beneficial
that.
for all.
Yeah, everybody wins. He got a double decker mega stuffed Oreo, which if you don't gag on that, I'm sorry. I'm judging because it's gross. And then he got to give up a cookie. So
You gotta have a little like mouth to
you
fit
do.
that in there.
It looked like an ice cream sandwich. When he put both together, it looked like one of those ice cream sandwiches, like
Alright,
a
that is pretty
Klondike or
gross.
like a whatever, the ice cream truck. Yeah.
It's just that,
Okay,
like,
but I
tasty
don't mean to
cream.
cut you off. I totally want to know what the good thing is. Come on.
One of the things I admire about you most, and I love, is your ability to really love interacting with people. And it's real. So when we go to an event or a party or even just minor social interactions, you really, really enjoy talking to people and learning about them. And
I do.
it's pretty judgment-free until it's not.
It's not. No, I'm pretty open-minded though. Like
Which can get you in a pickle sometimes.
It does.
'Cause people tend to open up more and more as they see that you're not reacting.
Yeah, the amount of times that I've gotten kind of cornered with a random person basically spilling their life story to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I should have acted more shocked at what you were telling me. Because I'm kind of behaving like, yeah, like that must be really hard for you. Or that I'm genuinely replying, right?
The cops always come when that happens.
Right. And then they're like, well, if you don't think that's crazy, let me give you something else. And I'm like, oh no, like an hour later, you're still there and you're like, help me. Like you're holding up the Wile E. Coyote SOS sign, hoping that someone's going to come get you. Yeah. I do genuinely love learning about people though.
Yeah, I think that's a great quality.
Well, thanks.
I have no malice against people, but I tend to approach
Don't
every
you?
interaction with not like what can this person do for me by any means. I don't think that way.
Right.
But more you have to prove that you're interesting enough for me to be interested. Were you kind of going open-minded?
Let's be real. You grew up in Detroit. You're also Sicilian, of Sicilian descent, and you're Italian. You, like, people from Michigan in general are very, like,
Taciturn.
why are you talking to me? Like, why? What did I hear? What did we hear one time when we started moving out of the state and started moving around? Somebody, I think when we moved into somewhere new, somebody said, oh, we got these new neighbors, so we went over and we baked a pie and we gave them a pie.
Oh, yeah.
And your reaction to that was like, if somebody showed up on my damn doorstep with a pie, I'd be like, there's knives in that, throw that shit in the garbage.
It's poison.
You're like, yeah, because that's like I don't know, that's kind of the persona of people in Michigan. Like, we don't trust people maybe as much as we
There's not an
could.
implicit trust, no.
Yeah. It's like you have to earn it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's just a general privacy about things that I think I've opened up and changed a lot in that regard.
Yeah.
But it's still there to some degree, so I do admire that about you.
I don't
It's time for a refill.
It is. Yeah.
I pre-mixed.
Your old fashioned looks really nice
Thank you.
tonight. It's very pinkish because you've got the grenadine and the cherry in there. I like
No
that.
grenadine, just muddled maraschino cherries.
Is it just the juices from the cherry?
Yeah.
Looks good. I'm going to refill mine too. I've got my aerator on. Can you hear that? I feel like on a podcast, it kind of might sound like somebody's just going to the bathroom when you pour your drink.
They're drinks, I swear.
We promise we're not peeing.
Hey, honestly,
We're not
with the
peeing.
audience.
See, this is why we did the video, so to make sure everybody knew we weren't peeing on camera.
Yeah, watch us on YouTube. I don't know what the channel is.
I don't know. We'll figure it out after we shoot the thing. That's how we do everything in this world now.
Bootstrap it.
Yeah, you figure it out afterwards.
That we only want the strongest, smartest audience.
We want you to have to work
Yeah.
to view us.
What's your Instagram?
You-
Find it.
You find
if
it.
you are worthy.
That's right. If you really want to see it, you'll figure it out.
So as long as we're on the topic of feedback, we did get some feedback on episode 1, mostly
did.
from friends and family.
We did.
But we can talk about it. we're open. One was that apparently we swear too much. So we are actively
Which I think is funny
working on
because as a former Marine and a former Marine spouse, like I bet, and I'm going to wager a bet here. And if you are a Marine or were a Marine, you can comment below because now we're on YouTube. And you can let us know if we swear too much because I will wager that we don't swear too much on any Marine level.
I think the takeaway there is that we're such kind of bright, optimistic people in so many ways, which I'm not, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not that way at all.
No, not at all.
I think we're very...
But I think people were kind of shocked by it, given the context of the rest
Well,
of the
let's be real. The
conversation.
second word of the podcast was the F word. So,
Was it really?
yeah. But I will say, because I edited it down, because where we started from was completely boring. So I edited the first clip. So that's why. I know.
You've been listening to a house of lies.
we're sitting on a throne of lies. No, the first part was, it was you playing trademarked music. And I didn't want to have to be
Oh,
either
yeah. Can't handle a
sued-
lawsuit.
I can't handle a lawsuit right now. So I had to cut that part out.
I'd like to take this opportunity to express that I do not share any ownership nor control of the Winey Girl podcast or its affiliates.
Yeah, good. So they can just come after me and all my millions. Have fun with that. No, so the feedback was that I think the feedback mostly was I swear too much. Not even just swear, I just say the F word too much, apparently. Which anyone who knows me, I think if you know me personally, I do say it a lot. But when you're face to face with somebody and you're dropping the F-bomb, like it doesn't matter.
Well, they can probably read your body language a little better.
Yeah, like I'm always saying the F word with a smile on my face. Like I think it's a really fucking fun word to say.
It's versatile.
It really is. Like you can use it as a verb, as a noun, as an adverb, as an adjective,
It's a gerund.
as a gerund. Fuck gerunds. That's something from 8th grade English language arts. So you can look that up.
Our
Google
unintentional
that.
homeschool curriculum.
Hate it. Anyway, I'll try to cut back on the fucking F word from now on so nobody gets offended.
Black shit's also struck a nerve.
Oh,
I've heard more comments
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, apparently the consensus is Paul was eating way too many Oreos in one sitting to ever affect his bowel movements.
I'm telling you, it was a standard serving. So,
I don't know about that.
well,
I don't think an entire row of Oreos
everyone's different.
is a standard serving.
I was just sharing something that I thought might
It's
interest
okay.
the audience.
That's okay. Remember the wine we drank that turned our entire...
Carnivore.
Yes. Carnivore will make you look like...
You don't fuck around with carnivore.
No, you don't. Carnivore will make you look like a carnivore. Your teeth will be red, your tongue will be red, your lips will be red, and your shits the next day will be red. It's bad.
It's carnivorous.
It's carnivorous.
They're not messing around
I
with that
think
one.
that's what... I think they'd like put red dye in it just to mess with you.
And I think it's spelled weird, too. It's like an edgy spelling of carnivore.
I don't know.
So much for our video. It stopped.
God dang it.
Well, you got that piece, YouTube.
Well, we'll have to figure that out.
It's just us in the podcast audience now.
I did my makeup for nothing.
Hey, guys. Now we can talk about how YouTubers suck.
Watch it be recording this entire time, and then we'll upload it. And that'll be
The world needs to know.
YouTubers don't suck. I love YouTubers.
What were the other points of feedback? Apparently, I cut you off all the time.
That was your point of feedback.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough,
I don't know what they're talking about.
you do have an innate
No,
ability.
I don't think I do.
And then look, I just kind of sit here and just go, okay,
No, I
because
did.
I think you're that interesting that I just let you cut me off.
Well, you're not wrong.
You're right.
No, I did listen to the first episode and thought, wow, I really kind of cut the whiny girl off here and there.
It's all right. You were drinking old fashions, and we kind of did it haphazardly anyways. Episode 1 was very off the cuff. Like, no plan. we kind of went like this one. We kind of just went into it without any real plan.
And that's how we roll.
Yeah. But that's okay. We need to continue down the road, though, of 3 things that irritate us versus 3 things that we love about the other person.
We've only got 1 so far.
Yeah, we've
So
got
it's your
1 and
turn.
1. So the score is 1-1. I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. So this is a big one. The way you drive.
Oh, wow.
You drive like an old man.
Guilty.
Yeah. And I don't know if you drive with both feet, like one foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake, or if you literally just get like the best ankle workout of your life every time you drive by switching back and forth from gas pedal to brake pedal.
I'm a little heavy on the brake, aren't I?
Yeah, when you get to talking, you like, I don't know if anyone else does this when they're in the car. They like, I'm a cruise slut. Like, I really am like, as soon as I can hit cruise control, I'm in it. Like, yes, I don't have to push my foot down because that's just too much work for me. I don't want to have to do that. So as soon as I can hit the cruise and set it and forget it, I go that route. But you are very much the person, like, if you're listening, you can go about a steady, even speed, merge, not tailgate, not cut people off. As soon as you start talking, you go back and forth on the gas and the brake.
Wow, interesting.
And you tailgate the slowest fucking people. Excuse my language, but you will tailgate the slowest people ever.
Well, the bad driver comment I've come to grips with, and I will say that came up as a teenager in my 20s, and my attitude was always, these people don't know what they're talking about. I'm a fantastic driver.
Wait a minute. So, like, friends of yours are aware of this?
Oh, absolutely.
And no one clued me into this before.
Everyone has pretty much always told me I'm a terrible driver.
You're a terrible driver.
And the funny part is, for years and years, I was like, no, it is the children who are wrong. I'm an excellent driver.
Is it me? No way.
I have come to accept that I am just not a good driver, and it's probably never going to change if it hasn't at this point.
Which you honestly, it didn't take you till 2020 to accept that. You accepted that probably like 5 years into our relationship.
Yeah.
You were like, cool, you just drive everywhere. Which I also have a pet peeve with, because I think that you do this whole like
Built-in
act.
DD.
No, would you do like an act like, oh, I just must not be very good at that. And then I do it because I'm like, oh, he admits it. He's not good at it. And then I end up doing it. Like putting dishes away or cleaning up something or driving. Is this all just a facade? Paul's gone very quiet.
No comment. No, it's not intentional. I think I'm just terrible at a lot of basic things and excellent at many complicated
Oh, is that what it is now? Okay, cool. That's what we'll settle on.
It's got to come from somewhere.
Well, you're a terrible driver. I'm glad you admit it. And I'm also a terrible driver in the other way, where if I'm emotional, I'm an emotional driver.
A little aggressive sometimes,
Yeah, I'm a
for
little
sure.
aggressive. I definitely am one that, like, if I have a bad day or somebody rubs me the wrong way, I definitely will be a person who peels out of a parking lot. Do you peel out of parking lots?
Never.
No?
No.
That's because you're a gentleman.
And a scholar. So they tell me.
I'm not. I am not a lady in that regard.
All right, well, how about the good thing?
Oh, the good thing. We'll have to come back to that. I can't think of anything right now.
Oh, wow. You went dark after the first thing? All right.
No, I will say a good thing about you. Okay, so let me back.
Paul, you're nice to grocery baggers, and that's pretty much all you got going for you.
Pretty much it. No, I will say you, for as terrible as you are at driving, you aren't aggressive. You aren't mean to be. You don't cut people off. I've never seen you flip anyone off in traffic. I've never seen you.
That's how you get shot.
Yeah, that's your theory, is that if you even look at someone in the car next to you, that they'll shoot you. Like, where did you grow up?
I didn't say that. I'm
And
saying
it is kind of that.
if you're starting a fight, you might get a fight.
Because, like, the other day we were walking and I yelled at the guy who was going like 55 in a school zone and almost
You
hit
did.
our dog. And I know what went through your head. You were like, I'm going to have to fight this guy. Did that go through your head?
No.
Not then?
No, I don't think so. But the effect you're talking about has happened.
Most of the time, that is what happens. Whenever I get aggressive with something, you're like, oh, great. Now I'm going to have to fight this guy when he gets out of his car. And
I was
comes,
focused
like,
on our
approaches.
walk in that case.
Okay. Well, you were able to compartmentalize.
I can compartmentalize.
That's
There's
good.
your compliment. You can compartmentalize things.
So you just told me what my compliment should be to you?
Yeah, I'll just give you all the notes from here on out.
You're so, you know what I love about you? You take all the work out of complimenting you. There you go. There's a compliment.
Thanks. I appreciate that. All right, so my next complaint about Abby.
Yeah, let's do this. It's about to get real, bitches. He's smiling, so I don't know if this is going to be good or bad.
The uncomfortable silence that you hear
I don't like that.
in your headphones or listening device.
Yeah, where he just stares at me and smiles in an uncomfortable way. I'm just going to drink. Prepare.
It goes with domestic responsibilities. And it's endearing as well as sometimes annoying.
No, Jesus, we should just like put this to bed right now.
Abby was raised in a very 1980s environment
Oh, heck yeah.
where it was box mashed potatoes
80s
and
baby.
TV dinners.
Kraft macaroni.
And I think it was well into the second decade of our relationship that I raised the question of like, have you ever thought about like learning how to cook something? And
No.
it really shattered the glass for you. You were like, wait a minute, what do you mean?
I think I tried to defend myself and was like, I do cook.
It's like, no, preparation is not cooking.
I added milk and butter to this boxed stuff and I created this thing.
Yeah, and it's not a complaint necessarily. It's just something that always has driven me bonkers about you, that you are mystified by.
I'll tell you why. It entirely revolves around this like idea in my head. I do not value food. I think it's a waste of time. I think if we could just have like an IV of nutrients and a catheter at all times, we could be way more productive as a society.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like if I didn't have to stop and eat or stop and pee or poo, I could rule the world. But all that stuff takes up so much time. So what am I can't get anything done clearly because I got to eat and shit.
So, not a complaint, but just framing the whiny girl.
Well, I don't cook. I do not value food. I'm not like a foodie.
You
There's
cook
a
some
lot of
things.
people who are
No,
food.
I'll make that your credit statement or
I do,
compliment.
yeah.
You did take some initiative to learn how
What
to
do I
cook
got,
some
like
stuff.
4 recipes that I cook?
Something like that. But they're all good.
Can
Like
make
you
a
mastered them.
Killer tomato soup
Yeah, it's really good.
and chicken.
Now it has like 4 cubes of
Listen,
cream
if
cheese.
you are keto or on a diet whatsoever,
you'll
even
die.
if you just want to be healthy,
The tomato soup will kill you.
it will
You'll
kill
literally
you.
die.
Don't eat it, but it's delicious.
It is.
It's really good. You, however, are an amazing cook.
I
And
find it
you-
relaxing to cook, yeah.
You have only gotten better. Like you already were a good cook. I remember one of our first Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, I made chicken
You
parm.
made chicken parm, and it was so flippin' good. And I'm sure if we went back in time and ate that chicken parm, you'd be like, "This is total shit." Because I'll bet you make it way better now. You could make it way better.
I'm
now.
pretty hard on myself as a cook, so yeah, I probably would.
Yeah. There are a lot of times where we sit down and we eat and you've been like in the kitchen for an hour and a half trying to come up with the perfect recipe, and you sit down and you go, "Oh, that doesn't taste good." And all of us are like, "This is delicious." I don't know what you're talking about. Cuz pretty much everything that someone else makes for you is always going to be good.
So is that my compliment that I'm a good cook?
Yeah, that's always a compliment.
Hey, look at that. You're getting to know the Winey girl and Pauly B.
I'm very thankful that you cook because we would literally be eating ramen and Kraft macaroni
So I think we're ready for the next gripe.
and cereal all day. Okay, so next gripe.
You said you had like 5 right off the top of your
Yeah,
head, so
but
you're just trying to
no.
decide which one?
Yeah, I got to think of the best one. You do have a really bad habit of asking me to do something and then immediately asking me to do something else that has absolutely nothing to do with the first thing you asked me to do.
And you got to prioritize.
And then while I'm doing that first thing and I'm going, okay, can I do that after I'm done with the first thing? You'll give me a third thing that you want me to do. Like, for example, it'll be like, most of the time, honestly, conveniently, it comes up through like when you're cooking. And it'll be like, hey, can you set the table for me? And I'll walk over. Okay, cool. I'll grab the plates and you'll be like, oh, I need you to flip these or take these out of the oven or whatever. And I'm like, I'm setting the table. So can I do that afterwards? And you're like, oh, I need them out now. Never mind. I'll just do it. And then I feel bad because I didn't do it in time. So yeah, it's very frustrating because you're very much you're like, just multitask. And I'm like, I can't do 3 things at once.
That's fair. I'll admit the first 2 that you brought up, I was well aware of. That one is not baffling or shocking information to me. I do definitely do that, but little less on the radar. So it's good. I'm learning. We're all learning.
Yeah. I'm learning that I am a bad cook, but I also don't need to cook because you cook. So good. I'm really glad I learned that.
Yeah.
So I can just continue to sit and drink wine and watch you cook and eat bonbons. Because that's what housewives do.
There have never been any bonbons.
That's what housewives do.
What is a bonbon?
It's like a chocolate-filled... It's like a truffle, isn't it?
I have no
idea. Isn't a bonbon
idea.
a truffle? Now I got to look it up.
Yeah, I've been some places and seen some things. I don't think I've ever seen a bonbon, or maybe you didn't realize it if I did. Is it a brand name?
Bonbon.
I know it's like the...
It's a confection, is what it
Confection.
says. It's a sweet or small confection, especially a small bun coated in chocolate. What? I had no
Like a bread
idea.
bun?
I thought it was... Oh, wait. The word originated from the French language and simply means hard candy, where the first reports of bonbons come from the 17th century, and they were made at the French royal court.
Okay, so it just means hard candy?
Yeah, but why would they say it's bread covered in chocolate?
All right, then you're definitely drinking wine and eating bonbons.
A small bun. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. It's like a Cinnabon, but it's covered in chocolate. It sounds delicious, actually.
Hashtag you're fat.
I will eat those all day long. Anyway, bonbons. Bonbons and bubble baths. That's all we do. And drink wine.
Is it my turn again?
You're like waiting. You're chomping at the bit. Like,
Well, I have
Can I tell you
32 more.
Can I tell you my gripe? Yeah, go ahead. Lay it on me. Wait, I didn't give you a compliment. Yeah, you go first. We'll see what your gripe is, and then we'll see if you earn a compliment.
No, this is my last one. So there's no other rounds in the chamber.
No others. All right.
I want my compliment first.
Shit. Okay.
Desperately trying to come up with something.
Here's a compliment, which I love. I am a self-proclaimed shitty person when it comes to shopping. When I am shopping for me, or for like groceries. Like I get in a headspace when I'm shopping, and if I'm looking for something, that's what I get. I get distracted when I see things that I like, but unfortunately, I do not get distracted when I see things that maybe other people would enjoy. I'm totally not the person who's like, I saw this and I thought of you and I grabbed it for you. You, however, you'll come back from the store where you're like, yeah, I went to the gas station to grab something. And then you're like, and then I saw this boutique across the street and it was so cute. And I thought of you and I walked in and it was a total like two hippies running the store, and they were so nice and beautiful women, and they told me about this sweater that's made in Bangladesh, and I just had to get it for you. Do you like it? And I'm like, who are you? So you do that, and I think that's amazing.
Thank you. It doesn't seem that weird to me to do that.
It's weird to me because I don't do it. Am I a selfish asshole? Maybe I'm a selfish asshole. I don't know.
I don't know. Listening audience, tell us what you think.
Vote below. Is the whiny girl selfish? I don't know. Maybe I just don't think like that. Like I try to get better. But like I've had friends in the past who are like, I went through Starbucks and I got a coffee, so I just decided to grab you one and swing by and pop over and give it to you. And I'm like, wow, I'm a shitty person because I would never think about that. I would just get my coffee and then I'd drive away and be like, I've got my coffee and I'm good now.
I don't know if I would think about it, but I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it? You wouldn't like pop over randomly to somebody's house with a coffee?
Too awkward.
That's true.
No, I would absolutely.
You would
find
not
that
be able to do that.
I wouldn't.
Okay, so to other people, you're not as generous as you are to me.
Definitely not.
Okay. So he pretty much is an asshole. He just knows that I'm the keeper of the sex. So maybe that's what happens.
Could be.
You're like, maybe if I buy her this sweater from Bangladesh, I'll get laid. And I'm like, maybe it'll work. And it usually does. So you're good.
I just think it's funny that you think a sweater from Bangladesh is something
I don't
exotic.
even know. Listen, we've already established that in the last episode, I have very irrelevant like references. Irrelevant, whatever the word is, whatever. My references are completely outdated.
Yeah.
Is
Denise
Blank-
Richards.
Yeah, Denise Richards. Who did I say to? David Blaine. Who is David Blaine? Is he a magician?
Street magic, yeah.
Yeah, street
I'm a fan.
magic.
I would.
When is the last time you saw David Blaine? 2002?
He's been around. I will admit, though, several of the references you made, I was like,
I have
what?
no idea. It was like the first
Abby's
name.
like, the big stars, like Bob Hope is like, wait, what? It's 2020. He's got that
know.
Charlie Chaplin money.
I don't know. They were the first names that came to mind.
Just go with it.
I just went with it.
Maybe everyone listening was like, that's exactly what I would have gone with.
Maybe everyone was like, oh, Denise Richards. Yeah, she's great. She is in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, right?
Oh, now?
Yeah.
So she's back again.
So she's back.
Hot take.
So that's what we call a callback. Kind of.
Well, more relevant than I thought. I was like, what, from like the 90s?
Yeah, from Wild Thing. That's where you know her from.
Oh, maybe. There are other places. I don't know.
All those other places she was in? Whatever. Anyway,
Well,
she's relevant again. David Blaine, not so much. But maybe he'll make a comeback because of the Whiny Girl podcast.
maybe he has. Maybe I'm the one who's out of touch.
Maybe. Maybe
know,
you need to make a
I'm as
comeback.
out of touch as Bob Newhart.
That's awesome.
All right, I have one thing left.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
And it's funny that you brought up what you did
Drop the bomb.
because I have a gripe or an observation about the Whiny Girl shopping.
Uh-oh.
Abby has a huge issue with saying no to, I wouldn't even say a salesperson, an associate in a store.
I can't even say no to like the Target clerk.
If they're like, hey, this is a nice pair of sunglasses, like she's buying the fucking sunglasses.
I'm buying them.
And she'll literally come home and say,
I did it.
I bought these and I hate them. And I'm like, why would you buy them?
I did that one time. Do you remember that?
Yes.
It wasn't even a store. It
was like a Tupperware party
It was like
type
an
of thing.
at-home, like, what do you call those?
Tupperware party. I don't know.
What do you call it? Multi-level marketing
Yeah.
parties.
Pyramid scheme.
Pretty much.
It's not a
pyramid.
scheme.
You literally just drew a pyramid. No, so I went to one, and shame on them because you're having more?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Either that or he's pissing. No, it's an old fashioned. So I went to one of these, and shame on them. They served wine and cheese. And
I'm sure that
fresh
was
fruit.
accidental.
Oh my gosh. So
People never make rash decisions after they've had a few drinks.
never.
We should totally go streaking after this.
100%. Yeah, so she had this girl She comes over. Puts out a bunch of jewelry and sunglasses and accessories. And I'm like, I walked into that party like, psh, not buying anything. I'm not getting sucked into this. Like, I'm stronger than that. And then like 2 Sauvignon Blancs later, I was like, oh my God, these sunglasses, they're so cute. And so that's when I lost all ability to make decisions on my own. And as soon as someone said, those sunglasses are super cute on you, I was like, oh, I'm committed. I have to buy
Was it by
them.
chance the person selling them?
It was.
They'd have no reason to lie. I would trust them.
She was being genuine, don't you think? She was complimenting me. I don't know. I couldn't tell her no. I couldn't do it. So I didn't, and I bought them, and they were absurdly expensive. And I came home.
When you told me how much they were, I was like, you've got to be kidding
I don't even think I was home. I think I called you on the way home and said, I've made a huge mistake. And you were like, what did you do? And I said, I bought sunglasses. I don't even like them. They look stupid. And I
thought
couldn't
they
say
looked
no.
cool, but they were literally like gas station level quality for
They
like
totally
hundreds of
were.
dollars.
Yeah, they were in the hundreds. Yeah. It was stupid.
We've all been there.
So
I mean, I haven't, but we all
listen,
have.
I'll own that shit till the day I'm dead. I have a hard time saying no to people trying to sell me something. Unless they come to my door.
And we've been married for 20 years. Actually, together 20 years. I guess not married that long.
Yeah, only 15. But yeah, I'll own it. I'll own it. It's there. You have no problem, on the other hand.
None whatsoever.
You will be like, yeah, that's great. You will literally listen to a salesperson give their entire spiel, and you will nod your head and even go, mm-hmm, while they're saying it. And they think they made the sale, and at the end of the 10-minute speech, you'll be like, that's cool, dude. I'm not interested. Thanks for stopping by, though. And they are like, what? Like, I wasted all that time. I like to cut people off if
no
I
reason to be
know
rude
I'm
about
not
it.
gonna- You're not being rude. You just don't want to waste their time. But whatever. I digress. So where's my compliment after that?
My other compliment for you, and there are many.
There better be.
Is the way that you look at those opportunities when you're dealing with someone to be polite and nice to them. Because I think a big part of that.
It's about being nice, yeah.
Yeah, it goes together with not wanting to hurt their feelings or make them feel bad.
Yeah.
And I think it comes from a place of very sincere care.
100%. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I really do feel like if I say no to their product, that I'm personally affecting them in a negative way.
And I guess that's not wrong.
Well, when it's an at-home salesperson, maybe. But when it's like the Target girl who's like 19 and she's like, I don't give a shit if you buy the scarf. Like, do you like it? Cool.
You're buying the scarf.
Like, if not, I don't care. But I have a hard time with returns because of that. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Really difficult
If I had a
time.
fourth thing, it would be the amount of time that returns age.
Yeah. I think I still have something in my back seat. Because of quarantine, though, I can blame it on quarantine.
Quarantine would have had no effect on it.
You're right. But I do have a Target return.
Many a plastic bag has been on the doorknob for weeks with like a pair of shoes
That's its what do the Catholics call it? That's its purgatory. That's where my returns go. They go before they go back to the store.
And when you return it, they're like, did you really need to keep this for 46 days?
It's like $14.99. They're like, why do you need this money at this point? Every penny counts. Whatever.
Well, that's my 3.
Well, thanks. Those weren't too harsh.
Oh, I love you.
Next time we'll go deeper and I'll get into some real shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I welcome it.
Yeah, like the way you comb your hair. No, I'm kidding.
Joke's on you. I use a brush.
Joke's on you. I don't comb my hair. All right. Well, thanks for listening and tuning in and whatever. And it was pretty disappointing because our camera died halfway.
Well, it'll just make everyone want it that much more for the next time.
Yeah.
So let's wrap it up with what we're drinking.
Yeah.
What are you having, Winey girl?
Totally. So I'm drinking one of my faves. It's Smoking Loon Pinot Noir. I don't mean to brag, but it is a 2017 vintage. This one is 13.5% alcohol by volume. And listen, y'all know from the last podcast, I don't really usually mess around with anything under 13. So the fact that Smoking Loon is 13.5 makes it one of my faves. It's got an awesome red logo, red label, whatever, picture of a duck, which obviously is a loon. And every single cork has like this really cute saying on it. And I don't know, you'll just have to get one and then pop the cork and then read it because it's pretty funny. But yeah, that's what I'm drinking tonight. Pinot Noir, Smoking Loon. What do you got going on? Old fashioned.
I have been drinking old fashions based on rye whiskey made by Soldier Valley Spirits.
Ooh.
If you want to look them up, it's pretty simple. SoldierValleySpirits.com. They're a distillery up in Nebraska. I was given this bottle that I'm drinking out of now by our good friend Rod. And they have a mission to support military and veterans, and they actually bought the patent for canteens that had expired. So
That's
the old
right.
classic American canteen lives on in their bottle. They haven't paid me anything, although he gave me a bottle. I do welcome sponsorships. Soldier Valley, come at me. It's a really good rye whiskey.
Right?
And I will not turn it down.
Yeah, that's the one in the bottle with it's shaped like a canteen. It's got a cute little dog tag around the neck of it. And it's got the whole like military vibe going on in it.
Absolutely.
I love it. I loved it. As soon as he gave that to you, I thought that was a really cool bottle. So
Yep,
whiskey's all about the bottle. Wine's all about the label. Would you agree?
In some ways. I think any competitive edge you can get versus just the norm.
Like wine is wine. Wine bottle is a wine bottle. Like there's no shaking it up, right?
I guess that's a good point.
Yeah.
Not a lot of creativity in the wine industry.
Whiskey bottles are creative. Like there's some creative shapes and designs going on.
Got to have that edge.
Tequila as well, but we'll get into that on a whole different show because tequila is its own animal.
The Tequila Girl is a spin-off show.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, one last cheers.
All righty.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks so much for coming. Thanks so much for tuning in. Share it. Like it. Tell all your friends about it because it's pretty amazing. And happy quarantine. Stay safe. I'm Abby, the whiny girl.
This is Pauly B.
And we will catch you next time. Booyah. Hey everyone, don't forget, follow the Whiny Girl on Instagram at @officialwhinygirl. And leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to hear us talk about. Cheers, bitches.